Hello and welcome to Note There's Only Trash Here podcast, episode 84. The date today is the 31st of May 2015. Do I usually say the year? I can't remember.
I don't think so. No, you don't usually say the year, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's 2015 for everyone who was wondering.
Oh, well that
I just
makes
saved
sense.
you a trip to the calendar, so you're welcome.
I would have looked up to my left and seen a calendar, but that was last year. And I haven't got one for 2015.
What was your calendar last year?
I had two.
Okay.
I had a Breaking Bad one that was given as a birthday present.
Nice.
Giant pictures of Bryan Cranston. That I
That's
could...
a little odd. Not naked.
No, not naked, no.
Odd.
No, there is one where he's almost naked. And a Minecraft one as well, which was another gift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone buys a calendar for themselves.
No, never.
No one's like, well, it's a new year, a new me, gotta get a new calendar.
No, that never happens. You're right. It's gift material. A calendar, solid gifts.
But I can't remember the last one I had. I want to say, I know I had Nintendo ones because they gave them away free with Nintendo official magazine. So in March it'll be Samus. So then, it's Pikmin this month. Haha, what a joy. But not anymore. I don't do that.
You need naked Bryan Cranston ones.
I
They're the
do.
best. It's always
Pikmin's just covering.
It's always a surprise every month. Oh,
So it's this month.
it's a charity calendar. Need I say more?
I was thinking maybe for a Breaking Bad calendar, you just go through the whole show in images. So at the start, it's him in the doctor's office, being like, "You've got cancer."
One
and
of
he's like,
them-
"Oh, well."
Yeah, one of them was that. One of them was the Ned Flanders look, with a mustache. But then it quickly moved on.
Wait, what? What was?
One was where it was at the beginning where he had hair still.
Oh, right. I thought you meant an actual picture of Ned Flanders.
No, where he looks a bit more like Ned Flanders.
Oh, right. Well, I'm just thinking of the last image. It could just be the up above him dead sort of image.
It'd be a bit depressing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
December,
Oh, well, Christmas is ruined.
Christmas is cancelled.
But it makes sense, though. You got the start of the year where you're all healthy and whatever, and then you got the end when it's ending, so you die.
Oh,
'Cause it's cold.
It makes sense. I'm not sure how much market desire there is for symbolic calendars, though.
Sure.
I don't think it's quite there yet.
I mean, you say that. I say it's an untapped market.
Well, there you go.
Waiting to be drained of money.
That's very true. Now, have you got any other ones to do apart from Breaking Bad?
Well, I mean, I guess you could do Game of Thrones, but everyone's just dead. It just spoils the TV show as you go. So it's just like, well, that's a picture of them dead. Really like them. They're dead. Really like them.
What about
And then it's just a big pile for December.
what about Sean Bean calendar? They also have the same sort of thing as well.
Yeah, it could just be all the films he died in.
There he is dead. There's another one
There's him
dead.
screaming before the satellite falls on him. There's him in that Black Death film when his arms gets ripped off.
I'd have that one. Yeah, okay. I'm starting to warm to your business idea. Can I be your advisor?
Sure.
60% of the cut profits.
What? But you haven't advised me.
I would advise you to give me 60%.
Right, well, okay. I mean, that's more than me,
Yes.
because that will only leave me with 40. And I know that you inspired the idea with your original gift of a Breaking Bad calendar,
Yes.
but I'm not too sure if 60 is appropriate.
We'll work it out after the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking 4%. So we'll start from there and see where we go.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about this after the podcast.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Definitely need to.
That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
So how are we?
How am I?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty good.
Terrific.
You see, can we get away with asking those questions? I
think so.
One British person to another.
What do you mean?
Because
Why not?
because most of the time, what is the answer to that question?
Tip top.
What? No.
That's what you meant, yeah.
People, I like. Right. So what was your question again? How are you?
Yeah, just a simple how do you do?
How many times? What is the answer to that question? There's a
Well-
correct answer.
Well, I just default to that question.
Right.
Like, someone says, how are you? I say, not bad, cheers, yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely, everyone does.
And it's a default. It's not, I took in the question, thought about it, and replied. It's just, yeah, not bad, cheers. Even if I've had a horrible day and it's raining or something, it's always not bad.
It's and it's a default question, therefore it's a default answer as well. It's
But
like,
is it, though, for everyone?
I would say so, yeah. I really can't think of a time where someone said, actually, I'm feeling quite crap today. I can't remember that.
Yeah, I guess you would walk away if that's the answer you got.
I'm not talking to you.
You're boring. I want someone who's chipper.
Go away. Scram.
Yeah.
It's like the office environment talk. It's the worst. Where you're going out to get a little tea or coffee or whatever, and oh god, there's someone there. That's the moment where you're like, do I really want a tea or coffee? No, I'll come back in a minute. Because you go there and they'll be like, oh, how are you? Good weekend? Yeah, it was good. Weather was good. It was great. Make the tea and run.
But isn't half the point of going and getting a cup of tea or a coffee is to socialise? A bit like how when you go out for a smoke, you talk to the other smokers.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But the problem with the office people is that it's like being back at school where there's like circle of friends, and you're not in that. So you're not with the. In my case, there's the design people over there, and we don't talk to those. Or there's the people from sales, and I don't know any of those people. I can't make small talk with those people. What do? I go to the default answer. So yes, you're right. I think it is there for people who are in the same circles.
Yeah, I find that with a lot of addictions. Addictions bring people together and allow them to socialise.
Oh, I see what you mean, addictions. I was like, what? Where's this going, addictions? So you mean like coffee?
Yeah. It's all of them. It's like anything that you can get addicted to. If you're holding it in your hand, and someone else is as well, it's like, hey, yeah, there's something here. We can talk. Like it's when you have a coffee, you don't talk about coffee, but because you both have one, it's like, hey, yeah, we know how it is.
It's exactly the same with crack cocaine. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
You go to the alley,
Yeah.
you pass out, you get the crack. I was like, hey, come on.
Hey, you got it too. How are you doing today? I'm good, thanks.
Hey, you haven't got shoes either. This is wonderful.
How was the weekend? Yeah, it was alright, thanks.
Yeah, just a crack. It was great.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, that is what it's like on crack.
Well, we would know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Hopefully there's no law people listening
Damn
to the
law
podcast.
people.
Damn those law people were listening to this podcast.
Couple of judges. I know how it goes.
Why is it that whenever I picture a judge, they have to be in like black robes and with a gavel? Even at home on their computer, they're in those robes with a gavel.
I think they do.
They do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have to.
Some people like to take their work home with them, including a gavel.
Especially the gavel. Get your initials into it. You gotta commit if that's all you're going to be doing all day.
Yeah, I mean, a judge is a very important career. So you got to practice. You got to practice hitting that gavel properly.
I don't have a gavel to practice.
Order.
So
I have to use my phone. That's not a good idea.
What are you? I don't have any gavel-like objects around me at all.
I have a empty beer bottle, but that might not be the best idea.
Oh God! Order.
That's when the street fights occur.
Okay, here's a 360 case.
Oh, that is a good gavel.
That's not bad, actually.
No, that's pretty good. What was the
Thank
case?
you,
Was it a
Spec
bad
Ops.
game?
Well, it's just Spec Ops.
Oh,
So, an okay game, I suppose.
okay. Should we talk about games?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, well, let's do it then. Okay. So, Splatoon came out. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting one. Where, when it comes to Nintendo, they can always get the gameplay right. Like, they know what makes a fun game, and they become very focused on that. So, Splatoon is fun to play, but if you take a step back from that, it's really quite odd, the choices they made. So, you got your online multiplayer, and that's the focus. There is a campaign, but I haven't touched it yet, because the multiplayer is the focus here.
Right.
But at the moment, there's only one game mode, Turf War, which is, it's not team deathmatch, you've got to cover everything in paint, but of course you can also kill your enemies, so it's kind of a mix between killing your enemies, so they don't cover everything in paint, and covering everything in paint yourself. You know, it's fun. But there's only one game mode, and there's 5 maps on the disc. So that's not great, but it's okay. The weird thing is that you can only ever play 2 maps at a time. So they randomly pick 2 maps to be available, and then when you jump into playing random games, it will only ever put you in those 2 maps, and it's set for everyone. Which I don't understand. I just don't understand why they did that. When there's so little maps to begin with, why limit it to 2? Like, or maybe that's it. Maybe there's like, okay, we know there's only 5 maps. If we limit off some of the content, it'll make people excited when other maps become available. Because, oh, by the way, it takes 4 hours for the maps to refresh. And even after they refresh, it's still only 2 maps. And one of them could be the same as the 2 maps you were just playing before.
So, what if you wanted to play with a friend and they didn't have the same maps?
No, everyone has the same maps.
Oh, okay, I see.
So it's set by the server where it's like, right, at the moment, these are the 2 maps that you can play.
Yeah.
And then for everyone in 4 hours' time, they reset to a different 2.
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
It is weird. The main explanation I can think of them doing it like this is, you know, people playing online like to play constantly. Like for hours and hours, get really obsessed with it. And I can imagine Nintendo looking at that and saying, we don't want people to just play this game non-stop all the time. You know, they always put up the thing saying take a break every hour. Or, you know, they're very big into their health and safety and that sort of thing. So, I think the logic here is that, right, we'll make it so there's 2 maps available. People will probably get sick of them after an hour, but you'll still enjoy your time playing that hour. So then you stop, then you come back later in the day, and then you can play for another hour with new maps or different maps. So I can understand, that would be my guess to why they did this, which... it's just, I mean, I get it, but the main problem with that is that if you say, like us, we're working Joes, Joe, you know?
I'm a working Joe.
You're a working Joe, by definition. So, when I come home, and I'm like, I want to play some Splatoon, I can't, like, play it, you know, I'm going to play it for an hour or 2, and then that'll be it. I don't play a game, go and do something else, then come back to it, because I just simply don't have the time. Like, I would have to get up before work to be like, all different maps or whatever. So, all that really does is make it so I can't play it in one big chunk. But the way I play games, and I'm sure a lot of people do, is that you sit down, you play it for about 2 to 5 hours, say, something like that, and you get a big chunk of it done, you enjoy it, and then you kind of move on, or maybe play it a different day. But nobody plays a game for an hour, has a break, and then comes back to it, unless it's like a Saturday where you just don't have anything to do. But then again, it still doesn't sound crazy. It still sounds like Nintendo might have actually been thinking this because it's a more kiddie sort of game. Like, it seems like it's supposed to be aimed towards kids to a certain degree, even though I would say there's enough depth to the gameplay where adults can still enjoy it. So, a kid would be okay with that. A kid might play, like, come after school, play it for an hour, and then later on play it for a bit more, or just on a Saturday be running around, play it for a bit, come back, play it for a bit more. And a kid is less likely to play in one big chunk because they're just easily distracted, or, I don't know, their parents like, get off the bloody, or whatever. So, this is speculation at this point, but it seems like, this is it's another step that Nintendo has made to make it more child-friendly, because an adult, as an adult, you're going to get bored, and it just doesn't suit an adult lifestyle.
Right. Yes. Sorry, that was a lot.
Okay. But I'm not crazy, though, right? That makes some sort of sense.
You're not crazy old Tom tonight.
Hello, are you sure?
I would be mad if I were playing. Or maybe not mad. Peeved. Peeved.
Effed off.
Can I say something about the game? Having not played it at all.
Go for it.
I've watched a few videos of it, and it is of my opinion, and you might disagree with this. I think the game's kind of ugly. I'm going to say it.
You're ugly.
Well, there you go. Yep.
Why ugly?
I think it's gaudy, is the word.
What the hell does that mean?
Gaudy? Gaudy means, I'm going to get you an official definition right here, using Oxford English Dictionary. Oh, no, actually, Google will do it for me. Extravagantly bright or showy, typically so as to be tasteless, and shallow and pedantic.
Yes. Splatoon.
But no, I think, I see the type of style they went for. I understand that. But I think it's a bit too much, personally. I don't think it's nice to look at.
Maybe it's...
But remember, this is me just watching it. I'm sure playing it is fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because if you're just watching it, then the colours don't mean that much to you, really.
Not just the colours, but the font and everything. I just don't like it.
The font? What are you having to go at the font for?
Font is bad.
This is harsh. There's no need for this aggression.
Crazy old simple angry Joe.
Yeah, in my day.
I'm gonna say it. Don't like the font. Or no, actually, don't like the typeface. There you go.
Okay, the UI, if you will.
Yes.
Yes. Shallow UI.
As a bystander to the game.
Okay.
And the music I don't like either.
I like the... I'm a bit hit and miss with the music. Like, it's very distinctive, which I like, and it definitely adds its own style to the game. And some of the songs are actually kind of catchy, even though they don't use any words at all.
Right.
They have this, like, half weird singing thing.
Yeah.
So when it works, I think, oh, this is kind of cool, this is good. But when it doesn't, it's a little grating. I'll give you that. It's a little much to hear someone not singing, making random noises in your ear.
Not singing. That should be like a genre now.
It probably is.
Yeah.
You just make the noise and that's the music.
But that's just my opinions. That's it. I'm not going to play it because I haven't got the console.
Well, that makes sense.
That's logical.
I didn't get ugly, though. It's interesting you said that. I think it looks fine. I mean, it's... Because a big important part of the game is, you're playing Turf War, you're trying to spray all your paint everywhere and cover as much of the map. So it has to be bright and colourful, so it's very clear that that's what you're doing.
Yep.
So I find that a very odd complaint.
I'm not isolating the colours because, fair enough. The colours have to be contrasting, but it's it's everything put together. Like you say, the UI, the look of the score and everything around the screen. I just don't like the way it was put together.
Right. Okay.
I mean, the colour's fine. It's like, I had no problem with this is completely. I probably shouldn't say this because it's not got much to do with it. But let's take Portal 2.
What does that have to do with anything?
Where you have the gels. It's a bit like
Sure.
that. I really like that. And maybe it's because we are subliminally mind altered to like orange and blue because it's everywhere. But I like that. I like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure where I'm going with that, but it's the same sort of thing about paint, and and it seemed much cleaner.
So your point is you're not like an acrylicist.
No, I much prefer oils. Or you have time to move it around the canvas a bit more. It doesn't dry as fast.
You let it breathe. Although with a good oil,
you have to use bloody terps to clean it, which isn't as nice. And although the smell can be quite nice.
Sure.
There's art stuff out of the way.
Oh, nice, cool. Mm-hmm. No, I'm just trying to think because with Portal 2, I don't know. I think in that game, there's two things about it. Actually, there's three things about it. No, there's only two. Let's stick with two. The first one is that there was a lot of stuff that focused on you actually seeing the liquid move. Like you would come along somewhere and you would actually see it fall to the ground and splat.
Yeah.
So it seemed very like organic, as like, oh, there's actually something flowing there, and you can then manipulate it and do what you want. So there's probably something more satisfying about doing that. Where Splatoon is just your weapon. And then I guess the second thing is that it's in Portal 2 it's very contrasting, where the rest of the game is very dark and it's all just an abandoned lab. Where Splatoon is all colourful and all nice. So the paint doesn't really stand out, it's just part of everything, because that's just how the game looks. Where Portal 2, it did stand out as something different.
Yeah, no, I agree. I shouldn't have brought it up, it has nothing to do with it. I still don't like Splatoon though.
Oh. You still don't like it? Whoa, taking steps.
Oh, yeah, eventually I'll reach the end of the podcast, I will want to go and destroy the little... What are the main things in the game? They're not people,
Inklings.
Are they? Inklings, yes.
I think they're called.
Inklings, they can die.
No. That's harsh.
I told you it'd be ramping up.
Well then. Well, I still think it's a fun game. Mr. Judgmental over here for a game he's never played. And I played it, I had a jolly good time.
I need a gavel.
The gavel?
I need a gavel. If I'm Mr. Judgmental, I need to be judging.
No. You're not a judge.
There you go.
Order.
I do declare Splatoon to be ugly. That's the end of my ruling.
Well, you were fair.
Yes.
And you considered both sides of the argument.
I am a fair judge.
You were like, it's ugly. And I was like, I disagree. And you were like, well...
It's still ugly.
It's still ugly. I'm the judge.
I make the rules.
Judge Muckluck.
Judge Muckluck. That works.
Judge Luck.
Judge Luck.
Judge Luck. Oh.
That's wrong.
Ooh, it like fits perfectly and horribly at the same time.
Yeah.
Judge Luck.
It's a word. It's a bad sounding word. Let's never speak of it again.
Listen, I had a terrible case of Judge Luck last year.
Oh, did you see the doctor?
Oh, I did. He gave me a cream. I mean, it took time, but I was ashamed to go outside for a bit there. I kind of locked myself in because you don't want the Judge Luck to spread.
No, it's very contagious.
It is. It gets everywhere.
Even looking at you would have given you Judge Luck.
Yeah, that's probably how I got it. But yeah, so Splatoon. It's worth playing mostly because there's going to be free updates, like in August. So I would say wait until it goes cheap because it's a good game and it's going to become even better once there's more content and enough content to make it worth it. But the game's already pretty cheap and those updates are going to be free, so you might as well just play it now if you're interested.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth waiting. Yeah, because it's not, with these RPGs or whatever, they start off broken and you get horrendous glitches. So that's why you wait, because you get it cheaper and then everything's been patched out. But with Splatoon, it's just a lack of content that's going to be free anyway. So what's there works. It's just there's not much there and there's all the weird Nintendo Online restriction stuff. Like there's no lobbies. But they're adding in lobbies in August. But then again, it doesn't really affect the game that much to not play it now Because if you play it now, you can also play it in August. So I would say play it if you're interested. It is fun, and that's all you need, I guess.
Well, that's Nintendo, isn't it?
Yeah. Here.
Here.
I mean, it's not as good as Mario Kart. It's got to be said. People have been saying this is like Mario Kart to online shooters, which, yeah, that's true. But it's not as good as Mario Kart. It's just not. It's just not there.
Do you think, just onto Mario Kart for a bit, a lot of people say it would be the best Mario Kart game if it weren't for the battle mode, right? It's the thing letting it down, okay? To be truly perfect in their eyes. Here's my thought. Would they fix the battle mode, or are they going to hold out for Mario Kart 9?
Right. Okay. I'm going to say what they should do is that they do a third DLC pack called Battle Mode, where they add in all the previous stuff from the other games, properly rework courses so they're actually circle, add in some old courses, and, you know, maybe they don't even have to do extra main courses, just add in this as DLC, some extra characters, that sort of thing, and just kind of release it by itself, as in like, hey, we actually sorted out battle mode, here you go.
Yeah.
What they will do is, I can't remember if they said more Mario Kart DLC is on the way. I know there's more Smash Bros on the way, and I want to say because of how successful the Mario Kart one was, they might have said that that's also on the way. But I would assume that there's not going to be any more, so it's going to be Mario Kart 9.
Okay. So wait. The DLC for Mario Kart is really successful, so they're not going to make any more.
No, I mean, when they announced the DLC, it's like, right, we're doing 2 sets. One's coming out in a few months, the next one's coming out next year. And now they've released them both and they both did well. I mean, that was just their plan, so I don't know if they do any more DLC, they'll have to change their plan for DLC with Mario Kart. And I don't know if they'll do that, because I don't think they've done that yet. Like Hyrule Warriors, they were like, right, here's our plan, here's the basic outline, here's when roughly you're going to get content. We'll announce it along the way, but this is the plan. And then they released it all and that was done. So Nintendo haven't gone back and said, right, we'll do more once we've released all we plan to. Like, they haven't done that yet. So if that happens with Mario Kart, it'll be the first time.
The plan. I don't know why, I just imagine them like, we must follow the plan.
They have to.
We cannot change the plan.
Well, the plan's important, okay?
Everyone needs a plan.
Well, because people are so paranoid about DLC and about being ripped off in general, that if you don't have the plan, people are all like, well, they were planning this from the beginning.
Are we doing air quotes to the plan? It seems like the plan.
No, you take your left hand, you do it flat, and you slowly go, or you go down like a chopping, like the plan.
Oh, I see how you're doing it, yeah. The plan.
The plan.
That's a very, like, apprentice thing there. Reminds me of
I mean, if you want, you can also bring the right hand under to cup it, like the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the plan.
Yeah, that's a bit weird to me. I'll stick with the first one.
Okay, that's fine. The plan. I'm trying to look this up though.
What, the plan? The plan will look you up. You'll be part of the plan.
Oh no. Yeah, it's not on the Wikipedia page, I'm afraid. But I remember them talking about the plan for DLC. Because they said, oh, we weren't going to do any for Smash Bros. Or there's none planned as part of the plan. Apart from the Mewtwo one. And then they said the plan's changed.
So they have changed the plan?
Well, no, because they just... I guess so. But that's because they were initially like, no DLC. And now they're like, yes, DLC. So they haven't ever had a plan of DLC and then changed that plan. But they have had a plan of no DLC and the plan changed.
Right, we can't say the word plan anymore. No more.
Oh, I wasn't planning to.
Oh. We've said it too much, it sounds weird to me now.
I mean, we're going to plan to do something different. That's what I'm thinking.
Alright, I'm out of here.
Although, Joe, we can't plan the podcast every week. We gotta sometimes improvise.
Get on with it.
Alright. Well, I just didn't plan on this, so that's what I'm saying. The plan changed. Now I'm looking up Super Smash Bros. Stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
This is how I have fun.
Reading is fun, kids. Read books.
Okay, well, they did have DLC in the works. Because of the Mewtwo one was always going to be there. So really, they were like DLC. I guess they did change the DLC. I don't know. I don't think they will.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I think you've been brainwashed by the plan.
No. The plan wouldn't do that. The plan keeps us safe.
The plan is like a brain slug.
Of goodness.
Of goodness. Was that you saying that? Or the plan?
I'm not at liberty to answer that question. And it's frankly none of your business.
This is sounding like a good horror movie now.
What, the plan?
The plan. It could be called The Plan as well. Perfect name.
Like, they're patching in battle mode! And then dun dun dun.
Yeah, we need the Inception wham as well.
Like, and a building falls down. Because that's popular.
Yes.
Have you seen how that's back?
Yeah, I saw it in that San Andreas trailer. Yeah.
I know, that's what I thought. That San Andreas film is like the first big disaster film since 9/11. Like, you had Godzilla, but Godzilla is so clearly like a big dinosaur, reptile, whatever the hell, fighting other stuff, breathing fire, that it's still very not in the real world. But this San Andreas film is the first one where it's like, right, this is a place, and we're going to destroy it in a film. And The Rock's there.
What about Day After Tomorrow? Huh?
That was... Well, that just got a bit nippy. I mean, that was...
put a jacket on and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not a big deal. I mean, I guess there has been disaster movies. I guess what stood out to me about...
was another one.
Well, okay, well, sure, that too. I mean, if you're going to bring it up. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, my point is that with San Andreas, I think it's because it's called San Andreas. Like, Day After Tomorrow, it's like, here's a blizzard, it's the day after tomorrow, we should have listened, or stuff.
Right.
Like, it was just a global warming message, protect the climate change and don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever.
So you're linking this into... It's like how they banned a certain amount of songs after 9/11. Like, they didn't want to show any places being destroyed after 9/11. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, not in the case of a ban, though. It was just... I mean, it took so long for it not to seem tasteless. And in the last, I would say, I guess 5 years, it changed. Like, Battlefield 4 is like, look at that big skyscraper falling down. And nobody was like, that's not cool. People are like, oh, cool, awesome, dem graphics. Next gen.
Mm-hmm. I can't say
Which is good.
I've ever realised that.
Hmm.
Or noticed it.
Well, obviously it was bigger in America, but because all our entertainment comes from there was definitely something changed.
Right.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were talking about Splatoon.
Ah, yes, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty much said what I need to say with that game. It's fun.
U-G-L-Y. It ain't got no alibi.
What? No. That's not what I was going to say.
Oh, was it not? Okay.
I wasn't going to.
I did.
But no, so it's good. I mean, there's not that much to break down because there's not that much there. So we'll move on. So that's the crazy thing though. Like, I didn't know Batman was coming out this month.
Batman, yeah.
It's coming out in June.
I've seen loads of posters for it, and I'm like, yeah, 23rd.
I didn't see any posters.
You saw no posters?
There was no posters.
Oh, you should have seen the posters.
Maybe it's on my calendar, my back calendar.
Is it naked Batman?
Naked Batman, yeah.
Ah. What would a naked... Would that just be naked Bruce Wayne?
Well, it depends. Would Batman only wearing his mask be naked Batman?
Where is the line? These are the types of questions we bring up here on this podcast. Important questions.
I think a mask and the cape, that's definitely naked Batman.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, like, just the cape, I think that's naked Bruce Wayne.
And how would you do it for Superman? Because he's got nothing apart from the Superman's, costume, and that wouldn't be there.
Well, with Superman, all there is the glasses.
It's the glasses, isn't it?
Yeah, so if he's wearing the glasses, that's naked Clark Kent. But without them, then that's naked Superman.
I think this has got to be one of the weirdest conversations.
Well, you brought it up.
I know.
It's a topic.
I'm sorry. Let's go back to Batman.
I think it goes with naked superheroes. If they're wearing their headgear, then it's still them.
Alright. I suppose so.
But then again, if it's Iron Man with just the helmet, but he's showing his face, like he has his face open with the helmet, is that still naked Rob Stark? Is that the guy? No, that's the guy from Game of Thrones.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark, that's the one. Yeah, is that still naked Tony Stark? Because you can see his face, but he's wearing the helmet of Iron Man.
I don't know. That is a really difficult question.
That is hard. And what about Captain America wearing nothing but is holding the shield? Because that's Captain America's shield, but it's not hiding his face.
And Captain America, he doesn't have like a split life, does he?
No, because he has no life, because he left it behind.
Yeah.
That wasn't a burn, by the way.
Oh, was it not?
I heard you like, oh! But no, that's the character. He moves forward into our time, so everyone he knew is dead.
Yeah. But I mean, he doesn't like try and hide his own identity.
Again,
a good example. I don't know.
And what about the Hulk? That's a whole other thing. I mean, I guess that's very clear because it's either he's green or not. But I don't know.
But the Hulk can never be naked.
Yeah, that's it. The Hulk never gets naked, so
it is impossible.
The naked Hulk's impossible. It can't be done.
I'm sorry to all those wanting a calendar of the naked Hulk.
Well, one day.
No.
Oh.
Batman!
Hey, Batman.
So what? What about it? Are you going to get it?
I'm going to have to get it, yeah. But the thing is, I was always planning on getting it. But the reason why I'm so surprised it's coming out so soon is that it was always that game that was, oh yeah, I can't wait to play it. But it's just always felt far away because of the delays and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That I would never felt like, oh, snap, it's coming out soon. So I've never been that excited for it because it's always been too far away. But now that it's like a month before, I've got to pre-order it. I've got to figure out the game. I know nothing about it.
Why have you got to pre-order it for?
Well, just to make sure it arrives on the day. Because that used to be why you pre-ordered it. You didn't pre-order it for the bonuses. You pre-ordered it so you got a copy on that day.
Yeah.
So that is the purpose of it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I hear a lot of the time it actually kind of works the other way around where you wouldn't get it on the day it came out because of, I don't know, delivery failure.
Oh.
Have you ever had that?
No.
It's annoying.
I know it's happened, but... Oh, no, wait, I did have that. I remember the Wonderful 101, when I pre-ordered that.
Mm-hmm.
That arrived a day late. So what I did is that I went to Argos and brought it, and then when the Amazon copy arrived, I just sent that back and got a refund.
To Amazon or to where you got it, the the actual copy from?
To Amazon.
Okay.
Because like I had Amazon Prime, it was guaranteed 1 day delivery, so I called up and said it's not here. And it's like, sir, you got to wait until 6 o'clock. So I waited till 6 o'clock. It's like, it's not here. It's like, well, we're sorry about that. It'll arrive tomorrow. And I'm like, I know it arrived tomorrow, but it was meant to arrive today. It's like, well, we're sorry. It was like, well, then it's you said guaranteed on the day delivery. It's like, well, we're sorry about that.
They usually give you some sort of conversation, don't they?
Well, that's what I was gunning for, some sort of free gift.
I'm sure maybe that's a newer thing, but I'm sure they do. Oh, maybe not though.
Well, there's a thing you can do with Amazon Prime where you say, I'm going to opt for just no rush delivery.
Yeah.
And you get £1.
Yeah.
For like digital music and streaming stuff.
I might be thinking of that.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. But if it's just late, then it's like, well, I pre-ordered it. It should be here. There's just no accountability for it.
So what do you get with a Batman pre-order? Do you know?
Some bollocks. Like, I think... See, it's so messy. Because I think you get like a Harley Quinn thing, which who cares, really?
Mr. J. Yeah.
I think she works as a character, but I don't want to play as her. Like, who cares? But then there's like PlayStation exclusive content, which is some Scarecrow nonsense. But then there's like another edition of the game, where you get Red Hood DLC, and you get to play as the Red Hood. So potentially, by pre-ordering it and pre-ordering the right edition and getting it on the right console, you will get Harley Quinn stuff, you'll get Scarecrow extra stuff, and you will get Red Hood extra stuff on the day it comes out.
You'll be able to experience the Wayne Tech Prototype Batman DLC, where players can experience the bleeding-edge capabilities, unique handling, and weaponry of the original prototype Batmobile in this exclusive DLC pack.
Oh, that sounds lame.
It looks a bit like the Batmobile from The Dark Knight. I think that's maybe what they were going for. Although maybe not exactly because of copyright and stuff.
Yeah.
It does look like the Tumbler it was called, wasn't it?
I think so. It was in Begins first.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just the Batmobile.
Because it was like the Bat Bike in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
One of the more sillier parts of that film that gets overlooked because of how good it was.
Are you talking about it in general, or are you talking about like funny shots with it? Where he rides up the wall and turns around?
That action scene in The Dark Knight is just not good. That's something I didn't like about The Dark Knight when it first came out. I thought the action was actually, and I think overall it's the worst in the trilogy. Because Batman Begins, there's a lot of him not as Batman, which is pretty cool. And then in The Dark Knight Rises, you got him against Bane, and you got all the big fighting shots in the city, so that's cool. But The Dark Knight, most of that action's just a little lame.
That really, that's like the main one, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does have
That's it. Nobody...
the truck flips over. Pretty good.
Yeah, but even that.
That's
like, there's some good scenes in there, but in terms of just the pure action scenes, I just felt like it's the weakest in the trilogy.
Yeah, I liked. No, what am I even saying? That's not even scrape for that. It was, yeah, okay, I agree.
Yeah. Like, that whole scene with the whole truck, everything leading up to it, it's just a pretty lame chase. Like, the Joker's like laughing, Batman's going after them. I think there's like next to no music in that scene as well.
That's what I'm remembering that, because I do, it's odd, it does flow very weirdly, that bit. Especially when they cut back to like the police doing some quip. It really does stick out a bit, where it's like, oh, that's not good, and then the helicopter comes a bit closer, that's really not good, and then they... and yeah, that bit is a bit odd.
Yeah, I don't know, that's just like, that's just really odd. I just didn't... When I first watched it, I didn't really like it. It just ends well with the truck flipping. But I remember reading reviews where it's like, well, Christopher Nolan really stepped up the action for this one. I'm like, did he though? Did he really? Like, I mean, the scene when he goes to Hong Kong or wherever he goes is pretty cool.
That's what I was thinking of, I was going to say. But even though it wasn't that good.
Yeah, it's its own separate thing. It's action for the sake of action. Because there is a point of him doing it, but it's pretty much its own action scene for the sake of it.
It does seem like, because I've just remembered something else, but once again, it's sort of like, it's the one bit. The Joker exploding in the hospital is pretty good, but it's just a bit. That's the only bit.
Yeah, it's not an action scene. It's not a fight. It's not a chase. It's just
It's an
a cool
action.
scene.
It's an action event.
Yeah, it's not bad though, because the Joker isn't an action guy, but there is action in there, and most of it is just a bit limp.
Limp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the Dark Knight Rises, when it has it's such a shame because it has a similar shot, like as the Joker blowing up the hospital, where you have the guy, the football player or the American football player running across the field, but they put it in the trailer. Why would you put it in the trailer? It's such an awesome scene, I felt, when Bane is like, I'm gonna do some cool guy stuff, your city's mine, boom. When he's doing that speech, and it's awesome to look at, it's really cool. And the cool part of it is when the guy's running and then the field collapses behind him. But it's in the trailer. I remember seeing that trailer and just being like, no! No! If I saw that for the first time in the cinema, that would have been amazing. But I'm just sitting here at my computer watching this trailer, and it's like, ah. That was one of the big moments where I had to step back from trailers. Like, you know what? I'm completely okay with not watching a trailer for a film.
Yeah. Although, I do agree with that. I didn't think that bit was actually that good, though.
Oh,
because it was so... obviously, it was CGI, but I don't know, it just really stuck out. That was... I don't know. I'm just being picky.
Oh. Well, it works better as part of the whole scene. As that scene by itself, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But as part of the whole scene of Bane, like, I think it's really cool.
Did you know, for that shot, all the people in the crowds, but when they weren't shooting, as a kind of reward for taking part, they did like a sort of a lottery thing for people who were playing all the extras, and some of them won a car. And I think Tom Hardy was one of the people doing the raffle thing and drawing out the numbers. Yes, they were giving away cars, they were giving away consoles and everything for those people. Pretty cool. You get to see it being made, and you might even win something.
Did Tom Hardy do the voice for the raffle at least?
He should have. If he didn't, I'd have been disappointed.
Yeah, I would have booed. I would have been very upset.
And then your seat just suddenly falls and it cracks below you and you fall into the big pit.
Just no!
I thought it was CGI!
No. This is too real! This will look cool in IMAX!
Yeah, I'm probably going to pre-order Batman as well, though. Having said, why are you going to pre-order it? I probably will as well.
So, yeah, but, yeah, it's pre-ordering is the simple fact of I want it on the day. So, people kind of forget that. Because now it's all about you get the pre-order bonus if you pre-order it. So if you say, I'm going to pre-order it, it implies that that's what you want. When I'm trying to think, what was the last pre-order bonus I actually used? Because I've gotten... my Hyrule Warriors one I used. But that's because it was Zelda costume, so I kind of thought, well, I gotta check this out, really. But apart from that, like pretty much every game I've brought in the last 2 years, if it came with a code, never touched it. I'm not typing in like a 25-digit code just for a sword that is I'm never going to use.
That sounds really funny. 25 digits?
It is. That's how much. It's too much.
Game's £44.99.
Yeah, Savvy
no, it's not.
is
Just
£38.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
a little
okay.
cheaper.
Yeah, that's getting better.
So that's why I haven't got The Witcher 3. It's 44 quid on Amazon. I'm not buying that. I think it's going to be a great game, and it's meant to be a great game, but I'm not spending over 40 quid.
No. Amazon let me down. Amazon's usually good.
I know, I don't know what's going on with this next gen. I don't know why it's still pretty pricey.
Savvy, you say?
Yeah, Savvy.
What a professional podcast. I'm looking for pre-order. No, I'll stop. I'll look it up.
Gotta do it. Well, one reason why I also bring it up is that you beat Arkham City last night as well.
I did, yeah.
What do you think?
I really enjoyed it. Like I said during the stream, it seemed not sure because I actually like the length, but it didn't. I thought it would go for much longer. That's just the impression I got as I was playing it. Maybe all the side missions and all the extra things were doing that. Probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of side missions. That's something City did a great job with, the side missions. Apart from the Riddler trophies, that can just go to hell.
Not a fan of those, no.
Well, in Arkham Asylum, it wasn't an open world, it was like a Metroidvania place. And once you beat it, then you had all the upgrades, you could buy maps so it tells you where it is, so you could just, you keep an eye out for them. Then at the end you go around and you can collect them all. It's not too bad. In City, it's just so repetitive and it's such a chore because there's just hundreds of them, just hundreds and hundreds, and you got them all in different areas of the open world, and you got to go back to other areas as well. The separate, like the Penguin section or whatever. It's so dull. So Arkham Asylum, I got 100% in that game. But in City, I got nowhere close because I just wasn't going to do it. Because there's also like... Did you get the Catwoman DLC?
No.
Because that was the pre-order DLC for Arkham City.
I can play as her now, though.
Right. Because if you had that... No, it wasn't pre-order. I think if you had a new copy of the game, then you got it or something.
I once I just stopped streaming and I clicked off the credits. This little cutscene played with Batman and Catwoman, and then Catwoman runs off, and then there's some cats there, and then you can press X near the cats and you switch to Catwoman.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, with the original DLC or whatever it was, you start the game as Catwoman.
Oh, okay. Wait, but the storyline's the same?
Yeah. But there's just added Catwoman stuff that happens in the game.
Oh.
Like there's like at the start you play, and then I think there's 2 more times where you play as her in the game, which might be another reason why you felt it was quite short. Because most people who played the game would have played that DLC just in the story.
Right. Yeah. That's a bit annoying.
Yeah, I don't really like it. I think there's also another Catwoman bit at the end of the game, which is really hard and annoying. Like, it's the hardest Predator section in the whole game, if I recall.
Maybe that's
because Catwoman just can't do anything.
Maybe it's not too bad then that I didn't do that.
Well, you shouldn't have to worry about that sort of stuff when you play a game. You shouldn't have to worry like, well, I've got to get this DLC and this DLC or whatever. I mean, with Batman, I can't complain too much because you can just buy the Game of the Year edition and you have all of it and it all gets integrated, but...
Yeah, yeah. But then... That's still an extra pain, isn't it? So
yeah,
I
it's
do
still
agree.
not. Yeah, a game should stand by itself, which I think Arkham City does, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I had a really good time playing that. It was just, it's one of those things where everything worked. Nothing. You could almost be like, yeah, it was okay, and think, yeah, it was alright. I mean, had fun. But the reason why you thought that is because nothing went wrong. And nothing bugged you too much. Otherwise, you'd be saying, oh my god, this sucked because this thing was glitchy and it didn't work when I did that. But no, it was all good. So voice acting, I went on a little bit of a Mark Hamill binge afterwards, watching videos of him doing impressions of the Joker. Well, impressions, he does the voice of the Joker. And and things like that. And yeah, no, really, really good. I mean, the story didn't take my interest that much.
Did you not like the ending then?
It partly might have been because I was streaming it. I didn't think it would be the end. I really didn't expect to play the whole game on stream. But maybe it just didn't have my full attention because of that. But I didn't think the whole Hugo Strange thing was particularly good ending. The Joker bit was quite good.
Yeah, I think that's it. The ending of that game is the Joker bit.
Yeah.
Like, Hugo Strange is the villain, pretty much, but it really... They keep it to Batman versus the Joker, which is why it's very disappointing that Arkham Origins once again returns to it, and why I think I'm a bit sick of the Joker. Because Arkham City did it, they killed him off, and they did it. And then Mark Hamill was like, I'm done, whatever, and that was good. The Dark Knight was a great film, Heath Ledger did his part, it's all awesome. So anything beyond that was a little like, give it a couple years, lads. Don't try and do the Joker again.
The reason why, yeah, okay, Batman vs Joker was the main thing, but they kept on saying that like Protocol 10 will start in so many hours. And what is Protocol 10? Blowing up a city. I thought that was really. I don't know. I expected something weird from Batman. Like, I don't know. Because Joker's plan was to infect everyone with his blood, which is kind of creepy. It suits his character. That's messed up. Protocol 10 was just, yeah, we're going to bomb them. That seemed a bit of a lackluster plan to me. The plan.
I thought the plan. They need to change the plan.
The plan.
No, I think it was because of they revealed it was Ra's al Ghul in the end. Who, I don't read the comics, so I don't know, but it's the same character as Batman Begins, where in that film, as Liam Neeson got to explain, he was like, right, this is just a infection in humanity, we need to just wipe out and start again. So I think once it reveals it's Ra's al Ghul, then it makes more sense. We're like, oh, okay, this is why he just wants to level it all and do it again. Although saying that, it's not really fair to say, oh, in the context of the DC universe, this makes sense. It should still make sense in the game itself. Which maybe it didn't.
I didn't like Ra's al Ghul in that game, to be honest.
Ra's al Ghul.
I didn't like him. I like the bit of the game where you fly around everywhere. That's great. But I don't think the design matched the voice.
Okay.
And that put me off him a little bit.
He
sounded too young. I'm really being nitpicky, but he sounded too young.
Well, he is technically pretty young because he revives himself in the Lazarus pit all the time.
Yeah.
So he's been alive for years and years, but his body is new.
Mm-hmm.
So he shouldn't be sound like an old man.
No. But if he was really young, if he just regenerated, or this is Doctor Who now, if he'd just become young again, I just think he should have looked younger.
Okay.
He's still with that sort of, I don't know, middle-aged look. Whereas his voice was maybe early 30s to me.
Okay, sure.
I'm getting into the details. The devil's in the details.
Pinpoint ages.
Yeah. But I love the game.
That.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Still not going to play Arkham Asylum, though, I don't think.
Oh.
Well, that being said, I have got it. It would be silly not to.
It would feel like a step backwards, but if you really enjoyed City and you wanted... obviously, the game Arkham Knight comes out in less than a month, so it's up to you if you have time. But Origins takes a lot from City and is a weaker version of City. But Asylum is the one that came before, where it's not an open world. And I prefer it, but it's... I don't know, I think you might enjoy Asylum. You would enjoy it, but yeah, there are some things where it's like, okay, well... Just like subtle things with the combat just aren't there in Asylum that they added to Arkham City. So it might be an adjustment, but like you got all the Scarecrow stuff in Arkham Asylum and things like that. So yeah, if you go back and play it as it's a more simple game where it's Batman spends a night in the asylum, it's great, but I think you got to go into it with that mindset.
Yeah, okay.
You can't expect this is the next one to City, or this is going to be really like City. It's like, okay, it is its own game because it's the one that came before.
Right. And another thing about City that I thought of once I'd finished was all the side characters of Batman. This is just for the storyline, by the way, because I'm sure a lot of them pop up in the side missions. But at first I was thinking, we didn't really seem to spend enough time with them. That's what I first thought. We skipped past Two-Face at the beginning, and then there was the Penguin. Okay, yeah, we spent a fair bit of time with the Penguin and Mr. Freeze. And there's also who else was there? There's another one.
One of the main ones.
Yeah, am I missing one? Maybe I'm not actually.
Maybe. I'm trying to think.
Oh, well,
myself.
yeah, Ra's al Ghul and all that crap as well. Totally.
Ra's al Ghul.
But at first I thought, yeah, it seemed good, but I wanted to know more about them. But then I thought, well, hang on a minute. If like they did a whole game with one villain, they're never going to make 20 Batman games. I was like, yeah, that's a really stupid thing to think because that's not going to work. So I see why they did it like that, and I changed my tune about that.
Sure. But no, yeah, because City tries to replicate what Asylum did, just on a larger scale, where the Asylum it's a night in the Asylum. So you do go from villain to villain from villain with Joker overhead. So I think City tried to do a similar sort of thing, but it's a night in Arkham City instead, and you go from villain to villain. So, yeah, I don't know how you would actually do a game based on just one of them.
Yeah.
Because even the first Asylum game is all about stopping Joker, but you're still just interacting with all the other villains. And I think in terms of a video game, I guess that's always how it has to be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I soon came to appreciate that. After thinking about it.
But another reason why Asylum is good, though, is that it was... Like, before Asylum, every Batman game was bad. Like, they were all just terrible. Maybe there was some good ones in there, but it was just expected that Batman games were released, and just superhero games in general were released, and they were just bad. Obviously, Spider-Man 2 was good or whatever, but shortly afterwards they stumbled. But Asylum came out and was just good as a game, like outside of a superhero game. So it it kind of changed everything in that regard, where it's like, wow, this is actually just a really good game. And that's why it was like critically acclaimed. Not many people bought it when it first came out, because everyone just assumed it would be bad, but it was like a slow burner. And then when it came to Arkham City, it like surprised everyone with its numbers, because everyone got really excited about it in the 2 years, because everyone found out about Asylum. And then City came out, and it was like one of the best selling games of that season in 2011, which was the holiday season where Skyrim came out, Modern Warfare 3, Skyward Sword. It was like one of the busiest ever. But then, Arkham City came out and was one of the biggest games in that season. So I think Arkham Knight's going to be just as big when it comes out as well.
Man, you saying that, I timed this pretty well, because I would hate to have to wait 4 years to play the next one.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, 4 years, month.
4 weeks.
I'll wait a month, and that's it.
Just like on the 20th of like a week after you buy Night, you're like, right, wait a couple weeks.
I know.
Next one will come out. Kablam.
Yeah, good point, actually. I'll be back to square one.
Well, I think this is the final one anyway.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess, what is it? Asylum, City, Night.
Yeah.
They can't go into a world. Arkham World.
No.
Sounds like a theme park.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
But no, I think they did confirm that this is the last one in the trilogy, where Origins was like its own separate thing to keep the franchise going, and then Night is going to be like, yeah, this is it. Which is interesting for a couple of reasons. The first one is that it meant that it's going to be like the same as the Christopher Nolan films, where it was 3 films and done, and now there's 3 games and done. Which is weird, because every single TV, like, movie, or every single superhero is, like, falling into its own main medium. Where you got Marvel with their MCU, and then they're also doing Daredevil, which is its own kind of TV show. But then you got the DC ones, like Arrow and The Flash, which are working well as a TV show. But then they've got their other ones as well. So it seems weird that Batman has, in the last few years, settled in just trilogies. Just these standalone kind of trilogies and self-contained stories. Like, it's kind of odd that that's how it's happened.
Yeah, although, if I were in, oh crap, what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt's shoes, I'd be a bit annoyed.
Sure.
Because Christopher Nolan must have done that as a way, almost like a bridge. Like, you could do something with that if you wanted to, but he's done. Like, he's done his 3 films, I'm out. But here's a little thing for someone in the future. And it seems like that's never really going to happen.
Well, no, it won't. I mean, just outright won't.
Well, but it was there to do that, which is a shame that it hasn't. Stupid
Well,
Ben Affleck.
that's just the Marvel Cinematic Universe to blame for that one, where they could continue on Batman, yeah, but they couldn't continue on those films and also do their own universe. So I think they decided with Man of Steel, they were straight away like, no, that's not what we're doing here.
Man of Steel?
Yeah. Because that's the first film in the DC cinematic universe.
So they have their own universe?
Well, they're building it up, yeah, once Dawn of Justice comes out. But Dawn of Justice is Man of Steel 2, so that makes Man of Steel the first one for them.
Okay. I'd still be pretty annoyed. You're giving this great job. I could be... Who would it be? Nightwing or someone? I'm not.
I think so.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Would that be that character? I could be him. No.
Nope.
Ben Affleck. There you go.
Nah, I mean, it makes sense in the film. I mean, maybe would like to be Batman, but I just thought it was really clever in that film how they did Robin and everything. So I wasn't like, oh man, he was going to be Batman. It was just like, hey, they actually made Robin cool or a decent character in the film. Let's just, applaud them for that and just move on.
Yeah, I guess so. Just those last few shots are so like that for a reason. The music and everything is like, the water, at the end. Yeah. Oh well, he's probably got loads of money. It's fine.
He's
He's
completely
rich.
fine. He's not upset.
He's doing fine, yeah.
Okay, so we got 2 car racing news.
Oh, whoopee.
We were talking about driving last week, so I guess we better cover these 2 bits of news. The first one is pretty simple. Need for Speed is being rebooted by this Ghost Games company that made Need for Speed Rivals. I don't have much to say about it, apart from, why is it a reboot? Don't they essentially reboot the game every single time they release a new one?
I don't know.
Because it's a car racing game. What does a reboot mean in the context of a game where you're just driving around in a race?
I mean, are there characters in these games?
I don't think so. Not the ones I played.
Would we even care about them?
No. That's what I don't get. It's not a reboot. You can claim it is, but it isn't. It's just a new Need for Speed game.
I think it's a hot word at the moment, reboot.
I think so too. Because people were excited with like, oh, this could be Underground 3, because people loved Underground 2 and the first one as well. But that's not what this is. It's just a Need for Speed reboot. But it's like, what? It's confusing. It's just odd.
I read that it's going to need a constant internet connection, like
Yeah,
SimCity.
that's true. Yeah.
Great.
Oh. Yeah, I don't understand that.
Will
Because
we?
it's EA again. How can anyone? Why would they announce this?
Because they didn't get the picture last time.
They're like, listen, the technology was behind this time. Servers never crash in the year 2015. It's just a thing of the past.
Wait, people don't like this? No, you're crazy. You're crazy.
Times have changed, my friend. It's a brave new tomorrow.
I mean, it's not just like a switch we can flick. Come on now.
No.
We can't just turn off the requirement.
Absolutely not. But, like, because I guess this is coming from the whole autolog thing, because that was something that was really cool about, I think, which one did it first? I think it was Shift 2 Unleashed, which was a Need for Speed game, where it was a whole thing where it's called autolog, where it kind of saves all your stats, and it was like a social network thing for racing games, but it actually worked and was very cool. You know, you could always bring it up in the menu wherever you were, check out what other people were doing, things like that. It was a really cool way of doing it. So that's what Drive Club was pretty much based on, taking Autolog and just expanding upon it and having that be the whole game, and it didn't work as well. So I'm assuming that's what they want to do with this, where they do a similar thing as Drive Club with this Autolog thing where you're always racing, someone's always racing, you're always connected to them, you're always seeing their time, but instead of just having it where it's a feature, because SSX as well, that was a great game, that was awesome, that had a similar sort of thing, where there was always people racing, there was always these ghosts, it worked really well. So I think this is what they want to do. But it's like, it's Need for Speed. You just want to... This isn't the right step for racing. And I don't think any racing game has pulled this off yet. So I don't know why they think they can.
People just want to drive fast and hear music.
Yeah, that's it.
And drift.
I think that's gone away though, the music.
Has it?
I know Drive Club doesn't have any licensed music.
No, the new Tony Hawk's game's got to have the music.
Well, yeah, that's got to.
Yeah. Ah, football. Does FIFA still have music?
Oh, I would think so.
Music?
But even that wasn't necessary, really, because it wasn't in-game that it was being played.
No. But
I think racing game, you gotta have music if it's a racing game. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, why was there music in Tony Hawk's?
Why was there?
Yeah.
Well, it matched the whole 90s skateboarder feel.
Okay.
Because it was all skater music originally.
Yeah.
I think that slowly changed over time.
Is that really a genre, skater music?
Yeah.
What?
I think it's like SKA punk, like skater punk, skate punk.
Avril Lavigne.
Kind of. Not quite though. I mean he was a skater boy.
That's what she said.
I mean she said see you later boy.
She did, don't know why.
Wait, in that film is she rhyming boy with boy? He was a skater boy. She said see you later boy.
He wasn't good enough for her.
Not for her.
How lazy.
I mean skater does rhyme with later, but that's not how rhyming works.
I'm glad
Skater boy,
I'm glad she's no longer
boy.
part of popular culture.
Yeah, I'm glad she died.
Oh, she died in showbiz.
And yeah, 27. She's in that club.
Oh God.
No, she married the guy from Nickelback, so it was a happy ending for them.
Oh, that's nice.
That is nice.
Was he a skater boy?
Well, she didn't say see you later, boy.
Oh, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he
what I
can't
know.
be a skater boy then. Okay.
Then he's like, look at this photograph, and she's like, hey, you, your girlfriend's terrible.
Oh God, you're actually thinking of more songs.
Yes, I am.
That you are.
You don't remember Girlfriend? That was a big hit. I think her last hit.
I think I do actually.
Because she was relevant, finger on the pulse, had several hits, and then went away, and then came back with Girlfriend, and that was kind of it.
Oh.
It was not a good song.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
Yeah, I do remember that.
No way. If you need a new...
Why did you remind me?
Well, you just got caught up in the moment.
Get rid of that moment.
Also, since when did Carly Rae Jepsen come back as well? She's got that song with Tom Hanks in the video.
I saw that music video because it had
What
Tom
was
Hanks in
that?
it. Tom Hanks does not lip sync very well. I'm sorry.
No.
He's a good actor, but he can't lip sync.
Well, he's reached that age where he can't move his face that much anymore.
Oh, you don't think he's had a lot of work done, do you?
No, I don't think he's had work done. I think people just as they get older, they just can't move their face as much.
Their face hardens.
Yeah, a little bit. And his hair is a little thin. It's very sad to see.
Old Tom Hanks is sad to see.
I mean, I think he's pulling it off, but he's not pulling it off when he's in Carly Rae Jepsen music videos.
Yeah.
I really, 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 really... ugh.
Is that... Oh, yeah, that is a song, yeah. I mean, I forgot it already.
The chorus is, I really, 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 really like you. I really, 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 really do, or something.
Inspired.
Yeah. And it's Tom Hanks doing it, so there we go.
They're probably, and I think Justin Bieber's in there as well.
Well, that's just... I didn't see him, so...
He's there. He's at the end, don't worry.
I was just looking at the guy who's like won Oscars, you know, that guy.
Yeah, I looked at him for as long as I could, and then it got awkward. So I had to move my eyes to somewhere else on the screen.
Just, who's that in the distance?
Oh, it's Justin Bieber.
Nobody likes him.
I don't care if he's awkward. I'll watch that.
Watch it for days.
That was my thought process.
All right. So anyway, the second bit of driving car news, now that you've asked,
Yeah.
is that Project Cars won't be coming to Wii U anymore. So do you know about this story? Do you know the backstory to it?
What the hell is a Wii U? I mean, what the hell is Project Cars?
Oh, man. Okay. Let me weave you a tale. So, there was the studio that made Need for Speed Shift and Shift 2, which are like awesome racing games. Just really good. And they're called Slightly Mad Studios, I think. So after making Shift 2, they then went to Kickstarter saying, hey, we want to make like the ultimate driving game and it's going to be awesome. And they made a ton of money. Like a ton of people donated to it and it got, fully funded and then some. I don't know what they really said that made Project Cars stand out. It's just, I guess people knew they were experienced and it just looked good. And I think they were like, it's a race, it's for the players, by the players, or something like that. They spun it in a clever way. So originally they were going to do it on PS3, 360 and Wii U. And then it took so long to make that they shifted to PS4, Xbox One and Wii U. Now, somewhere in that shift, the version of the game that got released, because it got released about 2 months ago on the PS4 and Xbox One, apparently they can't get it to run properly on the Wii U. They have 23 frames per second in 720p. And they might be able to figure it out, but it's pretty much no, that's the best they're going to get. Which, the problem with this is that if it was just a studio saying, hey, we're releasing this game, we're going to release it on all these consoles, and then they mess up, that would be annoying. A bit like Watch Dogs, what happened there. That would be annoying, and it would ultimately sink the game, but they would lose out, because they wouldn't get the sales. Watch Dogs and the Wii U, nobody brought it, because they messed up. But with this one, there would have been people who gave money up front for this game, and were like, hey, I want it on Wii U. I really like my Wii U. That's the console I want it on. And now they've turned around and said, well, it was only ever a maybe for Wii U anyway. We never said it was definitely going to come out on the system. So now it's just this really bad situation where I don't think many people are too upset about it because there's not that many Wii U owners, if I'm being honest. But it's like you paid the money up front for a game on a console, and now that person is saying, no, we're not doing it. And that's really bad.
I was going to ask, when you pay, is that final? I mean, I suppose it wouldn't work if you could retract your payment.
Yeah, it's with Kickstarter. It goes up for however many days, say 28. In that day, you say, I'm willing to pledge this. And then at the end of those 28 days, they either get funded or they don't. If they don't get funded, then nobody pays. But if they do, everyone pays. And then that's it. You've paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was like 2 years ago or whenever it was. And now the people who paid the money back then, sure, they helped it get made, but then out the developers are trying to spin it as saying, well, we never said we were actually going to release it on Wii U.
Yeah, that's the worst part. If they're saying it like that, that's bad.
Yeah, they said it was, I think their actual words were, the Wii U was always a maybe, so the fact that it didn't work out, we never guaranteed it.
If they, if I was one who would pay for it on Wii U, if they just said, I'd still be annoyed, obviously. But if they'd said, we can't make it work on Wii U, or, technical difficulties, whatever. But the fact they're trying to, step back a little bit, if you listen carefully, that would really bug me.
Yeah, because the reason you understand, although it's still a little odd when the game was meant to come out on 360 and PS3, when the Wii U can run any of those games, it's a little odd that they can't get it to run at all. I guess they said we're at the point where we either have to just gut the game completely or just have it run not too well, but it's still a little odd that they can't, but I can't make or program games, so I believe these guys when they say this is just how it is. You know, I do believe them. But yeah, they're saying how they're going to try and release it on Nintendo's next console. The NX. Like, that's their new sort of thing. But they didn't say, okay, for all the people who said we wanted the Wii U version, you can have it on the NX and we guarantee that. I mean, that wouldn't be great, but that would be something. Instead, it's just like, well, whatever, you know. Better go get a PS4, ha 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 ha.
I can only hope that, would you say it was about 2 years ago?
Something like that.
Maybe someone's forgot by then. Like you said
Well,
before,
yeah,
like how it's a pleasant
it.
surprise when I paid for that and I get it. Maybe now they'll just never go back to it.
Yeah, that's it. You forget about it, and also the amount of people who did specifically want it on Wii U were quite small. So that's why we're not going to hear this as like a hashtag or like, oh, I can't believe it. And IGN talks, what, you know, Slightly Mad Studios, were they in the right here? You got people like on YouTube, all caps video, thumbnail of them screaming like, oh, how could they do this? There's going to be none of that, not because it's really okay what they did, but because nobody cares. Like, if people can't rally a response out of people for something they care about, then people don't do it.
No, yeah.
Which is like, which kind of exposes the hypocrisy of it all, but we knew that anyway.
I just had to check about this Slightly Mad Studios because I wondered if their name came from Queen. These are the types of questions that go through my mind.
Right.
Because there's a song, isn't there? I'm going slightly mad. I just thought maybe.
I don't think so.
If they're British, then mind you, not that they just have to be British, but I thought maybe.
They are British, that is true. Rocksteady are British as well, so go us.
I see. Are they really?
Yeah, they're in London.
Where? Let me go sneak into their offices.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you can Google it and do some Batman-style sneaking if you want.
Yeah. Have they got gargoyles outside the building?
Just
If they haven't, I'm screwed.
You're done.
Okay, it doesn't say on Wikipedia. Never mind.
Okay, I would assume not, but maybe. That is a very specific reference, though.
It is.
For something that is vague, like Slightly Mad.
Yeah. I maybe it's because I listened to that song recently. Probably just that.
Unbelievable.
It's a good song. It's actually quite sad.
Yeah.
Because that's when he was dying of AIDS. Anyway, not to be a Debbie Downer. I'm sorry.
Always with the AIDS with you. It's always... Can't get one through one of these without that coming up.
Oh, I feel horrible now.
Well, you should. That's fine. Well, you didn't say anything bad.
No, I brought the tone down, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. I mean, that is a fact. But it's still sad.
It's a sad fact.
Yes.
Well, we're kind of our news story, so that's what makes it even worse.
Are we ending it on... Oh.
It's not like, hey, what's up with blah, blah, blah. It's
AIDS.
Good night.
Well, we need some papers to shuffle like the news.
Just AIDS. Good night.
Well, damn, I didn't time that very well, did I?
No. I mean, there's a couple of quick things. There was, but not really anything. One is that ODST is now on Master Chief Collection, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is Silent Hills was apparently going to be picked up by Microsoft, but that's just not true at all.
Okay.
So there we go.
Great.
That's all I had.
AIDS.
Good night.
That's probably the way to end it.
No, I don't. We can't.
Do the question then.
So Joe, what's going on with your channel?
Red Faction.
Nice.
Krusty.
Sure.
Minecraft.
Right.
Streams.
Nice.
Streams now including fan art.
Apparently so.
Apparently so.
The good thing about that fan art is that it built over time.
It's a story.
From like a badly cropping images out of paint to Enforcer Dad actually drawing.
I know, I was very surprised. And humbled by the drawing. Humbled, I think, is the best word.
I would say so too.
Mm. Yeah.
It was very late as well. That didn't help.
It was a very long stream. My longest stream ever.
Woo.
Ah.
Woo, woo.
But yeah, that's it. That's what's going on my channel.
Cool.
What about you, Tom? Sorry.
Oh, well, now that you've mentioned it, I don't know. So still doing Sonic Unleashed and Spec Ops, but I've reached a weird point with both those games where I don't really like them that much.
I was going to say something. I watched your latest Sonic part. It was, what was it, like 13 minutes in?
What was that part 5?
Whatever the latest part is.
Is that the one with all the cutscenes?
Yeah, I was like, where's the gameplay?
There should be gameplay.
That was ridiculous.
That was really bad.
That's ridiculous.
It's like I said, it's a whole part and it's a minute 17 of gameplay.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's because the Wii version is just a butchered version of the 360 one.
Are you tempted to switch over? Switch over to the 360.
No, then I'd have to play the 360 version.
What's wrong with the 360 version?
It drags.
So there's no nice in between. Either you get too much or you get not enough.
Yeah.
Great.
Pretty much.
Fantastic.
Like, I looked up on how long to beat, and there's about 3-hour difference, but apparently on the Wii version it's like 11 hours long. 360 one's like 14, which is just brutal.
Okay.
For a Sonic game like this.
And Spec Ops.
Yeah, Spec Ops is a weird one. It's just a weird one. It's weird enough where I'm still interested in it, but the gameplay is definitely really dull. And it's definitely very odd and all over the place. And I know it's probably building up to something because I've read about halfway through the game. Apparently it picks up. Something happens and it's just, you get really into it and it's really awesome. But that hasn't happened yet. So it's just a little odd. It's just an odd little game. And in a year's time I probably won't even remember it once I've finished it and do it. I'll just look back on it as that odd little game I did. But, you know, still, I'm still going to go through it. It's just... yeah, just odd is the word.
You know what I wouldn't forget? In terms of a game? A whole game based on AI teammates ziplining into you. Because that bit was great.
That wasn't cool.
It was cool. He kicked you.
There was a sound effect. That's the thing. I was really surprised. It wasn't... yeah, he didn't clip through me or anything. It was just... oh! Just like... my character went down.
The whole game,
like,
if the whole game is that, then yeah, I'd remember that.
that's you write that down. And Cooler Shaker as well. There.
Sorry?
Cooler Shaker?
Oh.
The song?
Yes, the song. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you get any copyright stuff for that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, good.
None of them have been touched so far. It's pretty nice.
Huh.
Right, anyway, that's enough of this nonsense. Gotta move on with our lives.
Newsreaders don't do that. They should do,
Yep.
though. That'd be really funny if they ended the news by doing that.
Just, alright, we're done.
That's the news done. Ugh. Throw it over the shoulder.
Just get a little paper shredder, just... we're done. Just leave.
Yeah. And then they pour out like a decanter or something and just start
Out
pouring
the
a drink.
window, just...
Oh, glug.
bits at the bottom, come on.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. But yeah, this was a fun time. Fun was had.
Indeed.
I think we can basically say we can't wait to play Batman.
No, definitely not.
And that's about it.
And AIDS.
Oh. Or AIDS. Good night.
Good night.